the young and the restless spoilers. Welcome back to our channel. Today is a truly wild day in the soap world, and we are absolutely buzzing with all the latest drama. Grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's dive straight into the absolute madness that just went down in Genoa City. I cannot even breathe right now. Seriously. My hands are literally shaking as I type this because I just finished watching the latest episode and I am an absolute emotional wreck. I mean, what did we just witness? I am sitting here staring at my screen, completely paralyzed by what they just did to our matriarch. You guys know I'm not neutral when it comes to the Newmans. I love them, I hate them, I scream at them through my television, but this is too much. I can't believe they actually went there. I'm sorry, but are the writers actively trying to give us all heart attacks? Because it's working. I need to vent, I need to scream, and I need to know if I am the only one who is genuinely terrified that we are about to lose an absolute legend. Okay, wait, let me back up, because I am getting way ahead of myself and my brain is moving a million miles an hour. But I just have to talk about that scene. You know the exact one I am talking about. Nikki Newman, the headaches. We all knew something was terribly wrong. Victoria has been literally begging her for weeks to go to a doctor. We saw it building up, right? The severe, agonizing headaches that Nikki kept stubbornly brushing off as just another flare-up of her multiple sclerosis. But then the screaming. Oh my God, the screaming. When Nikki suddenly couldn't open her eyes, when she started thrashing around and shrieking that she couldn't see the light. It was visceral. It was horrifying. Melody Thomas Scott deserves all the Emmys for that performance alone, because I felt that panic deep in my soul. She wasn't just acting. She was embodying pure, unfiltered terror. And then the hospital, the diagnosis, a massive tumor. I literally gasped out loud and had to rewind to make sure I heard the doctor correctly. A tumor so big that it requires immediate emergency surgery because it could literally kill her at any second. Any second. And here is the part that has me absolutely fuming and typing in all caps. They are blaming this on her alcoholism. Like, excuse me? The doctor standing there with a straight face, telling the great Victor Newman and his terrified wife that this massive, life-threatening mass in her brain is a direct complication from her years of severe alcohol abuse. I mean, I am not a medical professional, but what kind of soap opera science is this? But you know what? It doesn't even matter, because the emotional damage is already done. It feels so incredibly cruel to take her darkest demon, the addiction she has fought so hard to conquer, and use it as the literal weapon that might take her life. Let's talk about Nikki's reaction, because it broke me, completely shattered me. We are so used to seeing Nikki as this poised, elegant, untouchable queen of Genoa City. Even when she's vulnerable, she has this core of steel. But not tonight. Tonight, she was just a terrified woman who didn't want to die. The way she was screaming, the sheer, unadulterated anger radiating from her, it was so hard to watch. She was thrashing, crying out in the dark, furious at her own body, furious at the universe. I don't want to die, she screamed, and I swear my heart stopped. She is so scared, and she has every right to be, because This doesn't feel like a normal soap opera scare. This feels final. This feels like the writers are actually preparing us for the unthinkable. I've been watching this show religiously since 2015, and I have seen them put Nikki through the absolute ringer. Remember when they tried to kill her off before? Remember the kidnappings, the relapses, the MS diagnosis that changed her life? Yeah, didn't work then either. She always bounces back. But this hits different. The sheer suddenness of the blindness, the fact that she is plunged into total darkness while her brain is literally ticking like a time bomb. I know some people are loving this high stakes medical drama, but personally, I am sick to my stomach. I don't want to lose Nikki. The show IS Nikki and Victor. You can't have one without the other. Speaking of Victor, can we talk about Victor Newman for a second? The man has been gaslighting her for weeks. He's been so obsessed with his petty little revenge plots, forcing that monster Matt Clark to live on the Newman Ranch, completely ignoring the fact that his wife is suffering and Sharon is being traumatized. And now he is standing in that sterile hospital room watching the love of his life scream in agony, totally blind, facing a surgery she might not wake up from. You could see the absolute devastation on his face. The guilt must be eating him alive. He always thinks he can control everything. He always thinks he is the master of the universe, but he cannot control this. He can't buy off a brain tumor. He can't intimidate a medical crisis. He is entirely powerless. And seeing Victor Newman powerless is almost as terrifying as seeing Nikki blind. And what about the rest of the family? The Newmans are rallying. Of course they are. Because that's what they do. They tear each other apart, they sue each other, they betray each other. But the second one of them is on their deathbed, the walls come down. Victoria must be drowning in I told you so guilt. She knew. She felt it in her gut that this wasn't just MS. She begged her mother to get checked out, and Nikki, being stubborn, classic Nikki, refused. How is Victoria going to live with herself if her mother doesn't survive this? She's going to blame herself for not dragging Nikki to the hospital kicking and screaming weeks ago. It is going to destroy her. But the person I am most worried about right now, Nick. Oh my God. Nick Newman is currently a walking disaster. He is spiraling into a horrific drug addiction. He just survived a near-fatal crash. He's dealing with the psychological mind games of Matt Clark. And now he gets the call that his mother is blind and dying of a brain tumor. This is going to push him over the edge. I am calling it right now. Nick is going to completely break. He is already using fentanyl and cocaine to cope with his physical and emotional pain. How on earth is he going to process the fact that he might lose his mom? He's going to use again. He is going to dive headfirst into a pile of drugs just to numb the sheer terror of this reality. And Adam is going to have to step up. Adam, the black sheep, the one who is currently babysitting Matt Clark at the ranch on Victor's ridiculous orders, is going to have to be the strong brother. The irony is just too much to handle. Adam is going to have to hold this family together while Nick falls apart and Victor loses his mind with grief. I mean, the family dynamics are about to be flipped completely upside down. Let's go back to that hospital scene, because I cannot get the imagery out of my head. The lighting was so stark, so cold. Nikki's hands desperately grasping at the air, trying to find Victor, trying to find some anchor in the terrifying darkness that suddenly consumed her. The panic in her voice when she realized the light wasn't coming back. It wasn't just a headache anymore. It was a total sensory collapse. And the doctor's grim expression. There was no sugarcoating it. No, let's run some more tests and see. It was, we need to cut into her brain immediately or she is going to die. The stakes have never been higher. I am literally typing this and my heart is racing. Am I the only one who feels like they are genuinely torturing us right now? So what happens next? Predict what's coming, right? Okay, here is my late night, emotionally exhausted theory. She goes into surgery. It's going to be a massive cliffhanger. We're going to have to wait all weekend, agonizing over whether she makes it. I think she survives the surgery because, again, she is Nikki Newman. But what if the blindness is permanent? What if they remove the tumor, but the optic nerve is completely destroyed? Or worse, what if she loses her memory? What if she wakes up and doesn't remember Victor? Or doesn't remember her sobriety journey? There are so many terrifying directions they could take this, and honestly, I am dreading all of them. I want my fierce, independent, martini glass holding, but sober Nikki back. I don't want her reduced to a helpless victim. And let's circle back to this whole it's because of her drinking explanation. I am still so mad about this. I get it. Actions have consequences, and her liver has taken a beating over the decades. But a brain tumor, a sudden, rapidly growing mass that blinds her, it feels like the writers are punishing her for a disease she has fought so incredibly hard to overcome. It feels like a slap in the face to her entire character arc. But at the same time, it adds this tragic, poetic layer of devastation to the story. The demons of her past are literally coming back to kill her. It's dramatic, it's soapy, it's everything we love and hate about this genre. I am so conflicted because I hate the medical logic, but I am absolutely eating up the emotional angst. The Newman family dynamic is about to shift permanently. This is the kind of seismic event that changes everything. Victor is going to go on a warpath. When he feels helpless, he lashes out. Is he going to blame the doctors? Is he going to blame Nick for stressing her out with his addiction? Is he going to blame Diane Jenkins just because he hates her and needs a scapegoat? Probably all of the above. And Sharon, poor Sharon, is already living in pure terror because Matt Clark is on the ranch. With Nikki dying, Victor is going to completely ignore Sharon's trauma. He won't care about anything except his wife. The collateral damage of Nikki's illness is going to spread through Genoa City like wildfire. I need to go drink a glass of water and calm down. If you guys are feeling as unhinged as I am right now, please let me know. We need a support group for this storyline. They better not kill her. I swear, if they kill Nikki Newman, I am rioting. I am marching straight to CBS and demanding answers. Okay, I'm taking deep breaths. We have to trust the process, right? But it is so hard when they play with our emotions like this. Let me know what you guys think. Are you here for this dramatic turn, or are you dreading the surgery episodes as much as I am?